Hello YouTube, long time no see. It's been an extremely long time since I put a video up. Sorry about that. I think just about every video I've put up over the last year or so has been preceded by an apology for taking so long to get it up. That sounded really bad. Sorry for taking so long to post another video. It's just life, you know. I don't have much time to myself. I think I've explained this before, so I'm not going to get all into it. I apologize for the glare on my glasses here. I can't seem to get rid of it, but I am going to make an effort to put videos up more often. I've said that before, but I am going to have more time to myself actually in the coming months. My daughter takes dance classes. Right now, she's only gone for about, she and my wife are gone for about an hour and a half in the morning. And that's right after my wife and I come home from the gym. So after getting, cleaned up and getting dressed and getting, everything ready to go, then usually I only have a half hour or so before they come in, which I'm not the type who has a camera set up, like all ready to go at any given moment. I should do that really, but I put my camera away in the bag and set it aside, and I don't just keep the tripod sitting here. I don't have the room, so that's it. That's why I can't just click on my camera and and talk to it whenever I feel like it. But I'm going to try and do that more often. But anyway, this is primarily going to be a Criterion update. I don't buy a lot of movies anymore. I usually wait till they go on sale, or every once in a while, if something specific strikes my fancy, I might pick it up. But in general, I've been we're trying to save money, so I've been being frugal about my buying. That said, I apologize ahead of time if I have shown any of these before. I don't think I have. There might be one or two I've shown before, but I don't think so. I think these are all ones that I bought since my last update, which has been a while. So, all right, now that I think I've pontificated long enough about my logistical difficulties in getting videos up, so let's go into the update. I may have shown this one already, I'm not sure, but I'm going to show it anyway. This is absolutely an epic movie, Passion of Joan of Arc. I don't know if this is ever going to come out on Blu-ray. I was holding off in the hopes that it would, and then finally I got, when the Barnes & Noble had their 50% off sale in November, I picked this up for myself. I just didn't feel like waiting anymore, and it's definitely it's definitely worth. It's worth $40, but I only paid $20 for it, so I'm perfectly happy to buy it again on Blu-ray. Although I don't know if it would be necessary. I mean, Criterion does such a great job. I usually can't see a huge difference in quality between the DVD and the Blu-ray. Although I haven't bought the Videodrome Blu-ray, but I did, the DVD looks great, but the Blu-ray does look, I've seen screenshots from it, and it does definitely look better. I just went off on a tangent there. So, Passion of Joan of Arc, it's, doesn't matter whether you are it doesn't matter what religious affiliation you have, or what what you actually think of historically the story behind it. It's just if you even look at it as a work of fiction, just as a tragic story about somebody who refused to give up refused to go back on their laurels, and refused to give up or compromise, and just fully with all their heart believed in what she was doing, and what she stood for and what she was fighting for. regardless of how you feel about the Crusades or any of that stuff. You know, just watch it as just a true triumph of the human spirit. That when you believe in something, you're willing to die for it. Carl Dreyer was a great director. I'm a big fan of his. Vampire is another one of my favorite horror movies. I'd like to get the Man of the House Blu-ray that just came out. But this movie is great. It's told almost entirely in close-up, like these extreme close-ups of faces. You don't even need to see what the dialogue is. You know, they have title cards to show what they're saying, but you really don't need it. It's the actress who plays Joan of Arc. I can't think of her name at the moment. Renee Falconetti. Her performance is just like it's so moving, and it's so heartbreaking, and it's so it's an epic performance. And like I said, it's almost all right here. You know what I mean? It's all like right, like a close up like that. And she's so emotive; it doesn't even matter what the dialogue is. It's so emotional and it's so powerful that even if you have no idea what they're talking about, it doesn't matter. It's just riveting to watch. But yeah, this is a great movie. This really should be in anybody who's passionate about cinema should have this in their collection. And then we move on to something on the other end of the spectrum. I've been wanting to buy this for myself for a while. This is the Monsters and Mad Men collection. This is a very odd release for Criterion. I don't quite know why they put this out. But it's really cool. It's 4 movies on 2 discs. The Haunted Strangler and Corridors of Blood, which both star Boris Karloff, and First Man into Space and the Atomic Submarine. So it's got this really cool slipcase, which I really like. I love this artwork. It's great. But then, yeah, it's really cool. On each disc, on the on the front and back, you see the artwork that they commissioned for the for each movie. So this is Corridors of Blood, which is a lot of fun. It's a good movie. These are all a lot of fun. And The Haunted Strangler. And these were made a little later in Boris Karloff's career, a few years before he started making movies for Roger Corman. And then we got the Atomic Submarine. That's some pretty bizarre artwork. That's very fitting for the extremely weird alien or creature that's in it. And First Man into Space. Yeah, First Man into Space is actually the movie. Slightly more well-known horror movie is The Incredible Melting Man, which is similar to the First Man into Space. But yeah, The Haunted Strangler is they're all a lot of fun. They're all kind of they're all really all cheesy B movies, but they're Haunted Strangler and Corridors of Blood are both very kind of gritty and grindhousey. Early examples of that kind of feel to them. There's a very I can't think of the word. A very gritty feel to them. Definitely drive-in movies. Same thing with First Man into Space and the Atomic Submarine. None of them are great movies. None of them are what I would call true cinematic classics. But they look great. The prints are great, or they're as good as they can be. I saw First Man into Space and Atomic Submarine. I saw both of them when I was a kid on TV, and I enjoyed them. The other two I had never seen. I'd heard of them. But Corridors of Blood also stars Christopher Lee, and it may be the only time that Christopher Lee and Boris Karloff starred in a movie together, but I'm not sure about that. I could be wrong. But yeah, this is a good set. It's a little expensive. But again, I got this at the 50% when Criterion had a 50% off flash sale, and I ordered this. So yeah, this is a good set. I'm glad I have it. Those movies are fun, and here's another one that I've been wanting to buy for a while. This is the Eclipse set, Pearls of the Czech New Wave. I'm a big fan of the movie Closely Watched Trains. I really, really like that movie a lot. And that inspired me to watch more of Yuri Menzel's films. And so I watched, he made a movie called Capricious Summer, which is included in here. And I watched that. I liked it a lot. And then on Hulu Plus, I watched another movie, but it's part of the set called Daisies, which was a hoot. It's a great, way ahead of its time, sort of like a feminist satire. It's more about, I think the point of the movie, it's a very difficult movie to pinpoint exactly what the point is, but it's I think it's more about men's fear of feminism. But it's a lot of fun. It's basically about these two young women who crash all these parties and just they eat, take advantage of older men, and when they've basically stripped them of all their worth, they leave them. That may not sound like a feminist movie. It might sound more like an anti-woman movie, but it's not. It's hard to explain. It's one of those movies you have to watch. I think it's open to interpretation, but I think it works really well as a feminist fantasy. But this is a great set. I've enjoyed all the movies. I haven't watched all of them yet, but I've enjoyed all of them that I've watched so far. I think that's the Czechoslovakian independent filmmakers at the time were doing some really interesting things. And everybody was all about the French New Wave and British cinema and American cinema at the time. And I guess this all got kind of overlooked. It's a little bit more obscure, but it's definitely worth checking out. I think all the movies in this set are available to watch on Hulu Plus if you have that. And speaking of Czech films, I have not watched this yet. I haven't seen it. I've only read about it, but I've been wanting to buy it. The Marketa Lazarova, which some people think is the best Czechoslovakian film ever made. But I read about it. I just thought it sounded fascinating, so I bought it. Again, 50% off sale. I really don't have much to say about it because I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll do a review of this one after I watch it, and let you know what I think of it. But yeah, I wanted to pick this up for a while, even though I haven't seen it. And then we move on to a true classic, La Dolce Vita. I've only seen this movie once. I saw it. We actually did not watch this in film school. We watched other Fellini films, but not this one. I saw this shortly after I graduated from film school, and I thought it was great. I don't like it quite as much as 8.5. But I had to see it again to really, form an opinion of it. I haven't watched this since I bought it. But once I have 3 hours to kill, I will watch it. Again, I don't have a whole lot to say about this because even though I watched it, 20-something years ago and enjoyed it, I don't really remember much about it. So I've got to refresh my memory, but I felt it was something I should have in my collection. Oh, again, this may be one that I showed before. I'm not sure. The Killing. This is one of several movies that inspired Quentin Tarantino to make Reservoir Dogs. I don't think Reservoir Dogs is by any means a rip-off of this movie. There's I think a Hong Kong thriller. I can't remember the name. That apparently that is the one that was the template for Reservoir Dogs. But this what people compare about this to Reservoir Dogs is the fact that this movie goes back and forth in time. I like it a lot. This is a really good movie. It's just a great hard-boiled, kind of darkly comic crime caper, and Sterling Hayden is great in it. Stanley Kubrick, I think this was his. I think this was his second feature film. I'm not positive, but yeah, I think his second or third feature film. I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, I think so. And then he made Paths of Glory. But yeah, this is a great movie. It's a lot. It's a very intense movie, but it's a lot of fun. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's happy or uplifting. It isn't, but it's ultimately a morality tale that crime doesn't pay, which it doesn't. And I had to buy this. I don't know how many editions of this I've owned over the years. Again, I'm apologize if I've shown this already. No, I had to buy this. This was one I was anticipating getting for a long time. I think I did show this before. I think I mentioned that there was a defect in the original pressing of the Blu-ray, and Criterion contacted me and told me about it and said that they were sending a free disc in the mail to replace it, and that I also got a $10 credit on my account with Criterion. So I'm recalling having said that. So I think I might have showed this before, but it's worth showing again. I have the lime green set. I have another video up. I put up a couple years ago of showing off the lime green set, and this is in it. But I haven't watched this yet. I've watched bits and pieces of it just to check out the image quality. I thought the version of the lime green set just looked astonishing. I don't know that this looks any better. Maybe just imperceptibly, but I don't care. I wanted to own it on Blu-ray, and now I've got it. And the packaging is great. I love the packaging. It's it's got. This is another just striking image of Jack Fisk playing some sort of entity. And it's just such a unique movie. Unique film. Picture. There we go. I had a what's his YouTube name? Fokerball put up had a video recently about whether you should call it not recently, it was a while ago, about whether they're called films or movies, and he said that people in England call them films, and that we call them here in the States movies. I've decided I'm going to try and start calling them all pictures. That's what Scorsese calls them. So, he's right, of course. So, Eraserhead, one of my favorite pictures. Although I'm sure I'm going to just keep saying movie anyway. Okay. Here's another one. I don't think I showed this before. Eating Raoul. This is great. It's a weird movie. It's a movie. Weird picture. It's just a great film. It's a great comedy, a great dark comedy. You can there's a certain influence of it stars Mary Woronov, who worked with Andy Warhol and Roger Corman and Paul Bartel, who also directed it, who started also with Roger Corman. And it does have a certain there's a certain kind of Warhol, Paul Morrissey sense of humor to it. It's great. This is another one I haven't seen in a while. I'm gonna have to check it out. My wife wants to watch it, so I'm waiting for her. But yeah, they don't make dark comedies like this very often anymore. At least not that get big. Not that this was a big movie. It wasn't. It was but this is like the epitome of a cult classic, and I'm really excited that Criterion put this out. And yeah, I love the artwork they created for it. It's terrific. And got City Lights, which is probably my favorite Charlie Chaplin picture. It's very moving. It's got a real famous ending. But yeah, this was made after movies officially switched over to sound, and Charlie just said, "Nah, I'm gonna keep making silent films. That's my forte." But he was, this is just great. There's not much to say about this. Yeah, I got to get into the habit of like watching films and then getting right on here and talking about them, because like right now I'm just showing off what I bought, but I don't have much to say about them because this is another one I haven't seen in a long time. I don't always, when I buy a Blu-ray or a DVD, I usually watch it within a week or so of buying it. Unfortunately, the last couple months, I have not had the time to watch anything or even go to the movies. So it's tough, it really is. But as I said, things are calming down a little bit, so I'm going to have more time. So there's another one maybe I'll do a little individual review of. Amarcord. This film is a hoot. This is great. It's I think of it as being a comedy. I saw this in film school. Just Fellini had a really absurd sense of humor. And another one I really want to pick up is Satyricon. That's another one I was very excited to find out that Criterion was putting that out, so I want to pick that up. But yeah, Markort is just great. It's just him recalling his childhood through as best he remembers, trying to retell the story through his pre-adolescent eyes, and it's great. It's kind of it's sort of disjointed and incoherent sometimes, but in a way that really captures the way you remember things when you get older, and you remember your memories of being a kid are kind of fragmented and fantastical, and sometimes there are things things you remember happening that years later you start thinking to yourself, did that really happen, or did I just imagine that? And it's like, so that's kind of the sense that I remember getting from this film. But most of these I haven't watched since I bought, so I'm going to have to fix that. But and then this is, I was really excited about this. I had never seen this film, Laventura. I actually went to the Film Forum a couple of years ago to see something else, and I had gotten the time wrong, and I got there late. And I was going to just wait until the next showing of it, but this was also playing, remastered print of this was playing at the Film Forum, and it was starting in 10 minutes. So I said, I'll go see that instead. And it absolutely blew me away. This is easily one of the best pictures ever made. Anyone out there who wants to be a filmmaker or is a filmmaker, this is essential viewing. If you want to learn how to tell a story through cinema, this is one to watch. It's brilliant storytelling. Not much happens. There's not a whole lot of story to it. But that's the whole thing. Is you can tell, with my cousin was taking film classes, and she asked me, what is it with foreign films? Why are they so hard to follow? And I said, they're not hard to follow. It's most of them are very simple. They have very simple stories. And the filmmaker uses style and atmosphere and emotion, is the main focus of the film, not so much the story. The story is the framework on which he or she builds the themes, and because the themes are the thing that's the most important. This is just a brilliant film, and anyone who is a film buff should see this. I loved it. I thought it was great, and I'm looking forward to watching it again. Terrific, wonderful film. So that's it for my Criterion update. Let me show a couple other things that I got here. I got this as a Christmas present from my brother-in-law. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Black Maria box set. This is pretty epic. I'm glad I got this as a present. If I had bought this at retail price, I would have been extremely disappointed. Because basically, this box set, it looks epic. And you just think, oh, imagine all the stuff that must be inside of it. Wow, look at that. And then you open it up, and that's, in this space here, there's a bloody apron, which is neat. We actually put it in the closet with the other aprons. And then the Blu-ray. And, it's a great Blu-ray. It looks terrific. It looks slightly better than the previous Blu-ray that came out without losing any of its grit or any of its seediness. But, this retails for $100. And I think you can get it on Amazon now for maybe just a little over $50. It's frankly not worth that much. It's not worth $100. It's not worth $50. The Blu-ray by itself, I think the Blu-ray retails for $40. Well, I shouldn't say it's not worth $50. I would have maybe paid $50 for this. It's just $100 is steep. But that's unfortunately these companies all have to they have to charge that much. They have to make the stuff retail price because of Amazon. I'm honestly not a big fan of Amazon. I'm really not. I think Amazon, whether intentionally or not, I don't think intentionally, but Amazon is basically killing independent business. We've got all these independent, music stores and video stores and bookstores and entire publishing companies that have gone under because they just can't compete. They just can't. Amazon can offer stuff cheaper than anybody else can, and that sounds good to consumers, but I think a lot of people just don't think about the fact that if it keeps up, one of these days, someday we're going to be, buying everything from Amazon. And I'm not wild about that idea. We need, I like to support independent business, so I will pay, you know, $5 or even $10 more for something in order to support a local independent business rather than go to Amazon. I bought this for myself recently. Tales of Terror. I was very excited to find out that all the Corman, the Roger Corman, Edgar Allan Poe films were coming out on Blu-ray. I'm a big fan of these. I just love these, and I really appreciated MGM putting them out as double features on their Midnight Movies series. But the prints that they put out weren't all that great. I mean, they were pretty good, and they were as good as probably was available at the time. But seeing them cleaned up like this it's just a revelation. But this is from Kino. Shout Factory put out the Vincent Price collections. So apparently, I guess the MGM. I mean, this is still from MGM, but they did a thing with Kino, so I guess Shout Factory scooped up some, and Kino scooped up some. So, and then again, I don't think I showed this one. I don't think I showed this. I'm not sure, but Possession. I bought this a while ago. This is a great movie. Bizarre movie. I am not going to cover up these nipples because it's a frigging painting. So if anybody out there's delicate sensibilities are offended by the sight of a woman's natural body part, especially when it's painted, see a psychiatrist instead of reporting me. But yeah, this is a great film. It's bizarre in the extreme. Yeah, Sam Neill and Isabelle Adjani's performances are amazing. And there's this one scene where Isabelle Adjani completely flips out in the subway, and it's got to be one of the most off-the-wall, insane performances by an actor that I've ever seen in a film. It's like you're watching somebody actually go crazy. I would say Martin Sheen's freak out at the beginning of Apocalypse Now comes close, but no, this is just this movie's completely berserk, but it's great, and I haven't seen anything else by Andrei Zalowski. I really want to. This company, Tufan, I think they're called Tufan. They put out these beautiful editions of this filmmaker's movies. Possession actually came out in this really, really gorgeous box set. And as much as I like this film, I wasn't, I didn't quite want to spend that much money on it. So I got the next step down version, which is fine. But I want to buy some of the other ones of this filmmaker's work, because it just I love this movie, and his other stuff seems very, very interesting. I watched this on Hulu Plus for the first time recently, Dogtooth, and I don't usually watch a movie and then immediately go out and buy it, but I did with this. I thought this was great. I thought this movie is, I would not go so far as to call it hilarious. I didn't think it was quite hilarious. It was darkly funny. I found it far more interesting and disturbing than I found it hilarious. But it did have some dark satirical humor to it that I appreciated. But I really liked it. I really liked this film a lot. Let's see, is there anything else I feel like showing to you? Not at the moment. I'm gonna put up a few other. I'm gonna put up a few other series videos. A couple of months ago, my daughter is 8 years old, and we took her to see at BAM, which is the Brooklyn Academy of Music. They have a museum and a theater, and they have a movie theater there. We took her to see Big Trouble in Little China, and she loved it. She thought it was great, and that got me on a John Carpenter kick. So I thought I would do a review series where I'll review all of John Carpenter's films from beginning to end, chronologically. And I'm going to put up a few videos showing just specific genres or subgenres of film that I collect. I have pre-ordered Grindhouse Releasing's Blu-ray of Cannibal Ferox, which I should be getting within the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to celebrate that by doing a video of my cannibal movie collection. So, yeah, I got that stuff coming up. And as I said, I'm going to make a concerted effort to get more videos up more often. I'm sorry that this video, I realize that this video was kind of rambling, and I'm sure I've probably showed half of those movies already, but hey, there are videos out there that I've watched multiple times. I'd like to give a shout out to Cinemaniac 77, Donnie. It's always a pleasure to watch your videos. I think I've given you a shout out in the past, but I'm giving you another one anyway. And also a shout out to Gray 1951, Mike, who really, I have to say, is the inspiration to get me off my ass, and although I'm sitting on my ass right now, but to get me motivated and start posting videos again, because the two of them, there's a lot of people whose videos people I'm subscribed to who I watch their videos on a regular basis, but just those two guys, I really enjoy your videos, and you're the ones that keep reminding me, okay, time to make a video. You haven't done it in a long time, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try. So I hope you enjoyed this, and as I said, it's always a pleasure watching everybody's collections grow, and talking about movies with everybody, and I've got a great community here, and I'm going to try and be more productive within it. So everybody have a great weekend, and see you later. Bye.